ጤና ይስጥልን የኢትዮፊደል.com የድረገጽ መዝናኛ ዝግጅት ተከታታዮች የዛሬው ዝግጅቴ የሚያተኩረው በኢትዮጵያ ንጉሠ ነገሥት ቀዳማዊ ኃይለ ሥላሴ የልጅ ልጅ ልዑል ኤርሚያስ ሳህለ ሥላሴ የካናዳ ጉብኝት ላይ ይሆናል። እንከታተል። የዛሬ 50 ዓመት ወደ ኋላ ቀዳማዊ ኃይለ ሥላሴ በምድረ ጃማይካና ካናዳ ያደረጉት ጉብኝት በዓለም የታሪክ መዝገብ ሁሌም የሚታወስም። ንጉሱ ጃማይካ ሲገቡ የተደረገላቸው አቀባበል ኢትዮጵያ በዓለም ዙሪያ የነበራትን ታላቅ ክብር ያመላከተ ነው። 50 ዓመታት ወደፊት 2017 ሰሞኑን የአፄ ኃይለ ሥላሴ የልጅ ልጅ የሆኑት ልዑል ኤርሚያስ ሳህለ ሥላሴና ባለቤታቸው ልዕልት ሳባ ከበደ በካናዳ ጉብኝት አድርገዋል። አፄ ኃይለ ሥላሴ የዛሬ 50 ዓመት በካናዳ ያደረጉትን ጉብኝት ለማሰብ ልዑል ኤርሚያስ ከካናዳ ጂኦግራፊክ ሶሳይቲ የክብር ፌሎሺፕ ሽልማት ተቀብለዋል። ይህ የክብር ፌሎሺፕ ከልዑል ኤርሚያስ ውጪ ያገኙት የዌልሱ ልዑል ሲሆኑ የዛሬ 100 ዓመት በፊት ነበር የተሰጣቸው። የልዑሉ ልዩ ረዳትና የኢንፊኒቲ ዌልዝ ማኔጅመንት ቺፍ ኤግዚኪዩቲቭ ኦፊሰር የሆኑት አቶ በመለኮት ተዋሃደ እንደተናገሩት ልዑል ኤርሚያስ በካናዳ ቆይታቸው በሃሚልተን፣ ቶሮንቶና ኦታዋ በተደረገላቸው አቀባበል ደስተኛ ናቸው። በቶሮንቶ የኢትዮጵያ ኦርቶዶክስ ተዋሕዶ ቤተክርስቲያን ቅድስት ማርያም ካቴድራል የቅዳሴ ስነ ስርዓት ላይ ተገኝተዋል። እንዲሁም በዚሁ በቶሮንቶ የሚገኘውን ኢንተርናሽናል ባፕቲስት ቸርች በመጎብኘት ቤተክርስቲያኑ ስለሚያደርገው እንቅስቃሴ ገለጻ ተደርጎላቸዋል። የኢትዮጵያውያን ማህበረሰብ አባላትንም በዚሁ ጉብኝታቸው ወቅት አነጋግረዋል። እርጋታ፣ ትህትናና ፈገግታ አይለያቸውም። ልዑሉ ለኢትዮፊደል.com ድረገጽ ዝግጅታችን ቃለ መጠይቅ እንድናደርግላቸው ስንጠይቃቸው በፍጹም አላመነቱም። በመድረክ ንግግራቸውም ሆነ በቃለ ምልልሱ ወቅት በአጽንኦት ያሉት አንድ ነገር አለ። ኢትዮጵያውያን ብሎም መላ አፍሪካ ተወላጆች አንድነታችን እንድናጠናክር በየትኛውም ሀገር ብንገኝ ማንነታችንን ጠበቅ ማድረግ፣ ግብረገብነትን መላበስና ወጣቶቻችንን ስለ ባህላቸውና ታሪካቸው ማስገንዘብ እንዳለብን በስነ ስርዓቱ ላይ ገልጿል። ታዋቂው ኢትዮጵያዊ ፒያኒስት ግርማ ይፍራሸዋ የተለያዩ ዜማዎችን አቅርቧል። የግርማ የፒያኖ ጨዋታ በትዝታ ወደ ኋላ ወስዶ ውስጤን ነክቶኛል፣ እንባም እየተናነቀኝ አዳምጫዋለሁ ሲሉ ልዑል ኤርሚያስ አድናቆታቸውን ገልጸዋል። ልዑል ኤርሚያስ ሳህለ ሥላሴ ከአባታቸው ልዑል ሳህለ ሥላሴና እንዲሁም ከእናታቸው ልዕልት ማህፀንተ ሀብተ ማርያም የተወለዱት በ1960 እንደ አውሮፓውያን አቆጣጠር አዲስ አበባ ውስጥ ነው። ትምህርታቸውንም በማህበራዊ ጥናት፣ በህግና ዲፕሎማሲ በኢትዮጵያ፣ ብሪታንያና አሜሪካ ውስጥ የተከታተሉ ናቸው። እርሳቸው በበላይነት የሚመሩት የዘውድ ምክር ቤት ህፃናትን የመርዳት፣ የንጹህ ውሃ መጠጥ የማስገባትና ሌሎች ሰብአዊ ስራዎችን ይከውናል። ልዑል ኤርሚያስ ለኢትዮፊደል.com የሰጡንን ቃለ ምልልስ እነሆ። በጉብኝቱ ወቅት ለቀረጻ ሁኔታዎችን ያመቻቹልንን የቶሮንቶ ነዋሪ ኢትዮጵያዊውን አቶ ማሞ ተስፋይን በኢትዮፊደል.com ተመልካቾች ስም ከልብ እናመሰግናለን። በጣም አመሰግናለሁ ልዑል ኤርሚያስ ሳህለ ሥላሴ። በኢትዮፊደል.com ስም አመሰግናለሁ። ኢትዮፊደል.com እዚህ ቶሮንቶ ካናዳ ውስጥ እየተዘጋጀ በዓለም ዙሪያ የሚሰራጭ የመዝናኛ ድረገጽ ዝግጅት ነው። በጣም ከፍተኛ ክብር ይሰማናል። በጣም ተደስተናል ስላገኘነዎት። እንኳን በሰላም ወደ ካናዳ መጡ።
በጣም እግዚአብሔር ይስጥልኝ። እኔም በጣም ነው ደስ ያለኝ ለተደረገልኝ አቀባበል። እዚህ ከተማ ለመጀመሪያ ጊዜ መምጣቴ ነው። ካናዳን ቀደም ብዬ አውቃለሁ፣ ግን እዚህ አካባቢ መጣሁት ለመጀመሪያ ጊዜ ስለሆነ በጣም ደስ ብሎኛል።
እስካሁን እንዴት ነበር ጉብኝቱ?
በጣም ደስ የሚል ነው። ኦታዋ ነው ለመጀመሪያ የዛሬ 3 ቀን የገባሁት እና እዛ የሮያል ናሽናል ጂኦግራፊክ ፌሎሺፕ ሽልማት ስላደረገልኝ እንደዚሁም ፓርላማንትን ጎብኝቻለሁ እና በጣም ጥሩ አቀባበል ነበር። ቆንጆ ከተማ ናት ኦታዋ። በጣም ነው የወደድኳት። ትንሽ ትበርዳለች። እና ከዛ ደግሞ በባቡር ነው የመጣሁት ቶሮንቶ። ትንሽ ሀገሪቷን ለማየት ችያለሁ። ትናንትናም ሃሚልተን ሄጄ ነበር። ስለዚህ በዚህ በትንሽ ቀናት ውስጥ ብዙ አይቻለሁ ማለት ይቻላል።
ከኦቶዋ ወደ ቶሮንቶ ሲመጡ በባቡር ነው የመጡትና የአፄ ኃይለ ሥላሴን ትራዲሽን ለመጠበቅ ነው። እሳቸውን በባቡር ነበር የመጡት ወደዚህ።
ይሄ አጋጣሚ በእውነት ለመናገር አጋጣሚ ሆኖ ነው። ግን የእሳቸው ደግሞ እዚህ 50 ዓመት ያለፈው 50 ዓመት እንደዚህ በኦቶዋም ቶሮንቶም መምጣታቸውን ሰምቼ ነበር። ኦቶዋ ምራት ግብዣው ላይ እዛ የመጡ ጊዜ የተቀበሏቸውን ሰዎች ለማግኘት ስለቻልኩኝ በጣም ትልቅ ደስታ ነው የተሰማኝ።
ያው ልጅ ነበሩ ምናልባት እርሱ በዛን ወቅት ግን
ካናዳም የት እንደሆነ አላውቅም።
ስለ ካናዳ የነገሩት የሚያስታውሱት ነገር አለ?
አይ አላስታውስም።
ረጅም ጊዜ ነው። ሽልማት አግኝቻለሁ ብለው ነበረ። ምናልባት ስለ ሽልማቱ ቢነግሩን። እዚህ ቶሮንቶ ኦቶዋ መጥተው ያገኙትን ሽልማት።
ሮያል ናሽናል ጂኦግራፊክ ሶሳይቲ እንግዲህ ያው በየሀገሩ ያለው ልዩ ሶሳይቲዎች አሉ። ስለ ዓለም የሚመራመሩ ብዙዎቻችሁ ታውቃላችሁ። የናሽናል ጂኦግራፊክ ማጋዚን አጋጣሚም ሆኖ መጀመሪያ አፄ ኃይለ ሥላሴ ንግስናን የጫኑ ጊዜ በ930 በፈረንጅ አቆጣጠር ናሽናል ጂኦግራፊክ ነበር በሰፊው የገነዘበውና ለዓለም ያስታወቀውና የካናዲያን ቨርዥኑ ያው ጂኦግራፊ ልጆች መማር አለባቸው። ጂኦግራፊ ማለት እውቅናን ያንተ የተወለድክበትን ቦታን ማወቅና አካባቢህን ማወቅ ከዛ ነው ሌላው ደግሞ እየተመሰረተ የሚመጣውና ልጆችን የዛን ባህል ለማስተማር እንደዚሁ ደግሞ ካናዳ በጣም ሰፊና ቆንጆ ሀገር ነው እና ብዙ ሪሰርች ያደርጋሉ። አጋጣሚ ነው የሄድኩበት ቀን አንድ ማፕ እንደዚህ አድርገው ተማሪዎች መጥተው ነበርና በየከተማው ካናዳ ውስጥ በየሀገሩ ያላቸውን እውቅና ቦታዎች ባህራቸውን እንደዚሁም የተመሳሰሉ እንትኖችን እያስተማሩ ነበር እና የሚያስቀናል በእውነት እንደዚህ አይነት ነገር እኛም መማር እንችላለን። ለምን ምንም ቢሆን ያው ጂኦግራፊ ነው ብዙ ነገር ዲተርሚን የሚያደርገውና ሰውንም ለማገናኘት የሚችለው እውቀት ሲኖር
በዚህ በሽልማቱ ወቅትም ይሆናል ወይም ሌላ ቦታ እርሶ ጉብኝት በሚያደርጉበት ጊዜ እንደ ስለ አፄ ኃይለ ሥላሴ እያስታወሱ የሚነግሩት ሰዎች ስለሳቸው ምንድን ነው የሚሉት?
ብዙ ጊዜ መቼም በጣም የሚደንቃቸው ያላቸው ርህራሄ ለሰውም ሆነ ለተፈጥሮ እና ደግሞ ከብዙም እንትን ያላቸው እምነት በእግዚአብሔር እሱን ብዙ ጊዜ ይነግሩኛል። ሌላው ደግሞ በእውነት ብዙ ጊዜ ሰው ጠላቱን ይቅር እንዴት እንደሚል እና ያኔ ከጦርነቱ ወዲያ ለጣሊያኖች ያደረጉላቸውን እርቅ በጣም አድንቀው ነው ብዙ ጊዜ የሚነግሩኝ።
አሁን እርሶ እንግዲህ እንደ ሮያል ፋሚሊ ነው የሚታዩት በየቦታውም ሲሄዱ እንደ የዕለት ኑሮት ምን ይመስላል? እስቲ
የዕለት ኑሮ ያው እንደማንም ኢትዮጵያዊ ስደተኛ ሰራለሁ። እግዚአብሔር አድሎኝ ቤተሰብ አለኝ። ልጆችም እያደጉ ነው። ዋሽንግተን ዲሲ ነው የምኖረው። ያው ሰፊ የሆነ ህብረተሰብ አለን። የልጅነቶቼ ጓደኞች አሉኝ። ሰፋ ያሉ ቤተሰቦች አሉኝ። እናቴም አለች በህይወት። ስለዚህ ይመስገን ጥሩ ህይወት አለኝ።
የዘውድ ምክር ቤት ሮያል ክራውን አለ እርሶ በቼር የሚያደርጉት ምንድነው በአሁን ሰዓት እያደረጋችሁ ያላችሁት እንቅስቃሴ?
ዋናው እንግዲህ ያው የታሪካችን እንዳይጠፋ ኢትዮጵያዊነታችን የሁላችን መሆኗን መገንዘቢያ ማድረግ የተለያዩ እድሎች ሲገኙ ለምሳሌ እድል ተገኝቶ 23-24 ልጆች ለማስተማር ይችላል። ከኢትዮጵያ አብዛኞቹ ከኢትዮጵያ ነው የመጡት። ሌሎቹ ከዳያስፖራም የመጡ ነበሩ ከጀርመን ሀገር ከአሜሪካን ሀገር እና የወጣቱ ትውልድ ይህንኑ እንግዲህ ታሪኩን ትምህርቱን ግንዛቤ አድርጎ ወደፊት ሀገሩን የሚረዳበትን መንገድ እንዲቀይስ ነው። ሌላው ደግሞ ያው ውሃ ላይ አትኩረናል። ንጹህ ውሃ ታውቃለህ፣ ብዙ በሽታ የሚመጣው የተጣራ ውሃ የለም ሀገራችን፣ አፍሪካ ውስጥ ያለ ችግር ነውና ስለሱም ሰው ግንዛቤ እንዲኖረውና ማሽኖችም እየታደሉ በየቦታው አንድ አይነት አስተዋጽኦ እንዲያደርጉ ነው።
ኃይለ ሥላሴ በጣም የሚያስታውሱት ነገር ምንድነው? እርሱ the fondest memory of ኃይለ ሥላሴ?
እኛ ልጆች ነበር። እኔ ደስ የሚለኝ ብዙ ጊዜ ለእንስሶች የነበራቸው ፍቅር፣ እኔም እወዳለሁ ፈረሶች፣ ውሾች እና እሱ ብዙ ትዝ ይለኛል። ያው ገና፣ ፋሲካ ስርዓቶች ትዝ ይሉኛል። እድሉም አጋጥሞኝ የተለያዩ ኢትዮጵያን ከተሞች ጎብኝቻለሁ ከሳቸው ጋር እና እሱ ሁሉ ጥሩ እንትን ትዝቶች አሉኝ።
በአውሮፓና በሰሜን አሜሪካ ያው በተለይ አፄ ኃይለ ሥላሴ በጣም ይታወቃሉ። የኛም የሮያል ፋሚሊ እውቅና ከፍተኛ ነው። ምናልባት በአፍሪካ ሀገራት ተዘዋውሮ በተመለከቱበት ጊዜ አፄ ኃይለ ሥላሴ ለአፍሪካ ሀገራት ነፃ መውጣት፣ የአፍሪካ አንድነት ድርጅት መመስረት ያው ዋናውን ትልቁን አስተዋጽኦ ያደረጉት እሳቸው ናቸውና
በጣም ትልቅ አክብሮት ነው ያላቸው። አጋጣሚ ይገርማል፣ ሁሉ ጊዜ ኔልሰን ማንዴላን ማግኘት ፈልግ ነበር። አጋጣሚ ሆኖ ሳውዝ አፍሪካ አግኝቻቸው ነበርና ትልቅ አባት ነበሩ ብለው እጄን ይዘው ነው ሰዎች ያስተዋወቁኝ እና ያላቸው አክብሮት በእውነት በጣም የላቀ ነው እና ከሱ ደግሞ አሁን ይበልጥ ደስ ያለኝ የአፍሪካ ህብረት ራሱ በፍላጎቱ ለሰሩት ስራ ተገቢ እውቅናና ተገቢ ክብር ማግኘት አለባቸው ብለው ያስተላለፉት መልእክት ከፍተኛ ደስታ አሰምቶኛል። ለኢትዮጵያም ክብር ነው ብዬ አምናለሁ።
ለሀገሮት ወደፊት የሚታዩት ራዕይስ ምንድነው? ለኢትዮጵያ
መቼም ብዙ ትልቅ ተስፋ ያላት ሀገር ይመስለኛል። ብዙ አሳልፈናል፣ ብዙ ስቃይ አይተናል። ግን ትልቅ ሀገር አለች፣ የተባረከች ሀገር አለች። ሰው እንዳልጠፋ ደግሞ ሰው አላት። ኢትዮጵያ ባዶ አይደለች። ብዙ ትልልቅ ሰዎች ያፈራች በየመስኩ ብዙ ትልልቆች ኢትዮጵያን ያፈራች ሀገር ናት እና ያጣነው መተሳሰብ፣ ይቅር መባባል፣ የወደፊቱን ራዕይ ማየት፣ አንድ አይነት ቅርጽ መፍጠር ነው ያቃተን እና ያንን መፍጠር መቻል አለብን። ደግሞ ለኛ ብቻ አይደለም፣ ብዙ ሀገሮች ይህ አይነት እንትን አጋጥሟቸዋል። እንደዚህ አይነት ፈተኖች አጋጥሟቸዋል፣ ሀገር ውስጥም ውጭም ባለው ዳያስፖራ እና ያንን ማቀነባበር እና ደግሞ ኃላፊነታችን የኛ ለልጆቻችን የተሻለ ነገር ማሳለፍ መቻል አለብን። ባህላቸው እንዲያከብሩ፣ ታሪካቸው እንዲያከብሩ፣ ማንነታቸው እንዲያውቁ እና ኢትዮጵያ ደግሞ ብዙ በዓለም የታወቀች ሀገር ናት። ትናንት የተፈጠረች ሀገር አይደለችም እና ቀጣይ ህይወት እንዲኖራት የሁላችን ኃላፊነት አለባት ብዬ አምናለሁ።
ለኢትዮጵያ ሕዝብ እንደው በጠቅላላ ምናልባት በዚህ አጋጣሚ ሊያስተላልፉ የሚፈልጉት መልእክት አለው?
አዎ መቼም ሁላችን ኢትዮጵያውያኖች ነንና ሳንከፋፈል ሳንለያይ የነበረንን ታሪክ ሳንጥል ያለንበትን የሚያሳውቀን እሱ ስለሆነ የወደፊት ራዕያችንን ደግሞ በጋራ ሳንከፋፈል ሀገራችንን እናሳድግበትን መንገድ የሁላችን ኃላፊነት ብዬ አምናለሁ። ግን ብዙ ማበርከት እንችላለን ብዬ አብሶ ደግሞ ውጭ ያሉት ብዙ ሊያበረክቱ ይችላሉ። እውቀትም አግኝተዋል፣ የውጭ ኑሮ አይተዋል እና ከመከፋፈልና ከጥላቻን ከመዝራት ወደ አንድነት መተን ሀገራችንን ወደ ተሻለ ቦታ ለማድረስ ነው። አባቶቻችን ያሰሩት ሰርተው አሳልፈውልናል። እኛ ደግሞ ለሚቀጥለው ትውልድ ኃላፊነት አለብን። የሚቻለንን ለማድረግ ብዬ አምናለሁ።
እሺ በጣም አመሰግናለሁ።
My name is Philip Bon, and I was brought up in Africa, in Kenya. And yes, many of my family have, of course, served Ethiopia, and I'm very proud about that.
I met you during the visit of Prince Hermes in Toronto. What would you like to say about him?
First of all, I'd like to say that I'm very honoured and proud to serve the Prince and indeed Ethiopia, and it's a wonderful country with so many things, but particularly the wonderful tradition of the church comes to mind, and I feel so happy that I've received the blessing of the Ethiopian Orthodox Church in Washington, which is now a couple of years ago, so I feel very close to Ethiopia for that reason in a spiritual way.
How highly is the Ethiopian monarchy regarded in British?
Absolutely the highest. His Imperial Majesty, as you all know, spent the years 1936 and 1941 at Fairfield House, which I'm very honoured to be one of the trustees of this former Imperial Palace, which is in Bath. My mother's family, who were the Wills family, lived very close in a villa called Kelston Knoll House in Kelston Road, and Fairfield House is number 2 Kelston Road. So obviously the families knew each other in this period, and the Ethiopian imperial family meant a great deal and means a great deal. Our Queen, of course, received His Imperial Majesty for the state visit in 1954. It was really a great pleasure and honour for her to receive the Emperor, and the friendship really goes back a long, long time. Obviously, former emperors, there were relationships between the imperial court and Great Britain. So this relationship, with Ethiopia as a whole, continues in a very real way. It's very important.
A lot of people in Ethiopia, remember Haile Selassie as a good figure in the history of Ethiopia and in Africa as well. What would you like to say as a message to the present-day Ethiopian youth regarding him?
I think I would say this is, of course, a matter and a message which His Imperial Highness should really officially make, but in a very informal way. I have had the pleasure to work in education a little bit in the United Nations. I've therefore come across many different races, particularly Africa, and I think education clearly is the key. I mean, it unites us all in the world, and the Prince Hermes has, of course, championed education for Ethiopians and continues to do that. So I think I'd like to see further unification of achievements for young people so that they can make the best of their lives, the best possible.
Thank you so much.
As we have a great man among us, and in the absence of our senior pastors, Dr. Samuel Denko and Mrs. Rose Donko, I'm very glad to introduce to you a man who will introduce the Crown Prince. Samuel Tawahade is married to Marsha Tawahade for 36 years, and together have 2 children who have both graduated from universities. He is the CEO of Infinity Wealth Management in Denver, Colorado, and Infinity Retirement Solutions in Mississauga. He manages over $120 million in assets and over $800 million in life insurance. Church, I want to introduce to you Samuel Tawahade. Before I give him the mic, there is a crown on his right chest. That is called the Medal of Freedom, given to him by his dad after the Ethiopians conquered the Italians. There's another one on his left chest, and that is called Ground, because he's now the Ground Officer of the Crown Prince. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much for the opportunity to visit Coronation Full Gospel Church. back Dr. Nonkor. But what is also very amazing is that he's the second person to ever get that. And the first person that got it was in 1850. Wow. So they waited 100 years to give him the award. There were 500 people. The Governor General came. We had a lot of representation from all kinds of government agencies, and people came from all over. And yesterday we had just a beautiful time in the beautiful town of my cousin is here. Can you take a bow, get up and say hello? He lives in Hamilton, and in Hamilton there's Dunbar, the castle. And the castle was partly owned by his family. So because it was their family, and it was Lord Napier that was the original owner of that castle, who built it as the first premier of Upper Canada. So he made an arrangement for us to visit his family's house. So they we had the pipers, and that was the piper that you were seeing before when you just came.
I came here to support His Imperial Highness Prince Ermias Sahle Selassie Haile Selassie. You may know a little about the Prince. He was educated at Haileybury College in England, a very distinguished school. He has numerous degrees from the University of California and also from the Fletcher College of Law and Diplomacy. He is married to Princess Saba Kabade, and from his first wife has two sons who are known as Prince Christian and Prince Raphael. He is, of course, the grandson of His Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie I. So please, if you will, be upstanding for His Imperial Highness. Thank you.
I want to first and foremost apologize on my wife's behalf. She was so much looking forward to being with you today. Unfortunately, she had broken her leg about 3 or 4 weeks ago, so I've asked her to rest for this afternoon. So I want to pass on her well wishes, and I hope you can accept her apology. I am very, very happy and privileged to be, please sit down, please, to be with you here, albeit it's a short time, and I'm very, very grateful to Mel and all the church members and the church for having organized this event at such short notice. It would not have meant as much if I wasn't able to participate with you this afternoon. I did come to receive an award on the Royal Geographical Society, and how appropriate that geography is what predetermines our destinies, because we're tied by territory. And to see the flags of Africa and the Caribbean here under one roof talks about that we're all part of humanity, and we're all part of a continent, a great continent. We have suffered, but we have a big future ahead of us, I believe. The other thing I want to recognize and say is that I had the privilege of meeting the Afro-Caribbean Society yesterday afternoon, and your contributions to your new country, Canada, has been an example for the recent latecomers such as us in the Ethiopian community. And we've been very, very lucky to have such privileged people as the Dr. Mel here, who have
been very determined to integrate the Ethiopian community amongst its brothers and sisters within the Caribbean and African community and in the larger community of Canada. I've always said, and I've always spoken, that one can be 100% Canadian, 100% Ethiopian, and that there's no conflict between the two. And the key is to educate our children that they have a heritage, a rich culture, and that they can contribute equally to their newfound home and to their home of origin. There's nothing contradictory about it. And the best foundation for it is the places of worship, the places of community, and the places of education, and its parents who can instill that into the new generation. So it really gives me great pleasure to be with you. And I was very emotionally moved and inspired by the music. Thank you so much. Really, it brought tears to my eyes. And you may ask, why did we watch these two movies? We watched it because history is a continuum. And if you do great work, it always will grow. Just as the Bible says, if you plant good seeds, it will grow good fruits. And my visit to Jamaica, 50 years later, similar to this year, because it's now 50 years since my grandfather's last visit to Canada. So I was privileged to have met in Ottawa people who did attend dinners with him or saw him. 50 years ago, I was only a child of 7 at that time. I didn't even know where Canada was. But it just goes to show you that if you do good work, your work is everlasting, and it is a continuum. And His Majesty paid a big price. I mean, he didn't get that acclaim because he was born from a high family, from a historical family. He had principles, which he firmly believed in. He stood for it. He paid price for it. But he also connected emotionally for his struggles with people from all walks of life. And that is not just the pride for us as part of his family, it's pride for us as Ethiopians, and it should be pride for us as Africans. So I thank you very much. And taking a few questions. Okay. We will be making possible for 3 questions. So I will choose. So if you can raise your hand, anyone who has a question, and we'll make it quick. For the Prince. Yes, young lady. Get the kid.
What is the significance of Rastafarianism in relation to Haile Selassie?
She's asking what is the significance of Rastafarianism? Well, the significance of the Rastafarians is very, very interesting because really Marcus Garvey started the great consciousness and pride that black people had a home, had a continent, and that they should go back and contribute. And it was his vision that, that the Rastafarians adhered to and kept alive. The very interesting thing was that His Majesty offered them land. He actualized actually the dream to say to them, you have a home in Ethiopia, you have a home in your original home, and you can contribute freely. So to this day, they adhere to that. And he never actually, it's a good question you ask, because he was a very devout Christian, Orthodox Christian, who never espoused that he was God. In fact, he said, these people need to learn about God. So he was the first one who sent Ethiopian Orthodox Church to be established in the Western Hemisphere. So there is a thriving Orthodox Christian church in Kingston, and amongst its congregation,
are former Rastafarians and Jamaicans from all walks of life. So the Rastafarian connection, even though they're named after him as Rastafari, they are really truly people who believed in their African identity and who were discriminated against. They were the lowest strata of Jamaican society who have now more or less represent Jamaica, because you hear Jamaica and you think of Bob Marley or reggae music, but they had to pay a huge price for their identity. So thank God things are progressing. They're not where they should be, but at least, you know, they're getting greater acceptance in Jamaican society. And recently, actually, the Ethiopian government was giving them identity papers, which they never had. They were stateless people living in Ethiopia who had neither Jamaican citizenship or Ethiopian citizenship, which is a great, sad reflection. But I think now progressively they've gotten that, so we hope to see better things come, you know, going forward. Thanks.
Anybody else? Get the camera. Get the.
Thank you. My question is about Africa. Based on your education, your position as a prince, and all that you've learned from the world, what's your vision for Africa?
Part of the curse for Africa has been its resource. We're a wealthy, wealthy continent. And unfortunately, like a beautiful woman, when you have great resources, you have great challenges. And part and parcel of Africa's problem has been the rush to these resources without considering the people. And Africa is plagued by corruption. We don't often like to talk about it, but that's the reality. And we forget the people. We are not good at building institutions. We build personalities. So these are challenges going forward. But when you think of geographically, Africa remains the last continent of great wealth. So hopefully we'll have wise leaders and, even more importantly, an educated populace that can defend its own interest. It's because we have not been able to have our own defenses lined up that we've been always vulnerable to outside exploitations and becoming pawns in the greater global mechanizations. Thanks.
Hi, I was wondering, what advice do you have for young African and Caribbean youth or young adults living in North America?
I think I spoke a little bit about it earlier, but I think it's a fundamental question you ask, because I think young people need to be inspired. And that inspiration comes from home, it comes from your community, it comes from your teachers, and everybody is responsible in instilling that. Sometimes we neglect our youth, and they have a lot of challenges to face. They have the challenges of identity, they have the challenges of community, they have the challenges of a rapidly changing world. So I think the community has to be the reinforcer to, you know, guide, to become signposts for them. So my advice is that as youths, be more engaged with your community, be more engaged with your church, be more engaged, you know, with the larger community, not just your own community, but such events like this where you'll get a lot of reinforcement. And be open-minded, intellectually curious, and always have moral values, have faith, and the rest will take care of itself.
My name is Patrick Daisy, the Senior Pastor Assistant, All Nation Gospel Church. We are hosting His Imperial Majesty Highness here today in All Nation. We know he's a grandson of Haile Selassie, who was an Ethiopian emperor. He's gone. He was a friend to our President Kwame Nkrumah. We are so privileged to host them here. We are so enlightened. It's an honor to host them, and we are very, very, very glad to see everybody coming out and support. Thank you.